what's up, boss? You believe that? Hold on. Do you believe that? Let's go.
Coach Hart. Coach Hart. I'm sorry, man. I'm about it. The Coach Hart Redemption Tour. Absolutely. We got 2 new linebackers coming to Colorado. I mean, it's wonderful. Hope you guys enjoyed the spring game. I ended up staying back. I was not feeling the snow this morning. Feel a little under the weather, but definitely had to watch it. And shout out to everybody who made it out to the spring game. And shout out to the Pac-12 Network. I actually thought they did a pretty good job with producing it. The interviews were great, and can't wait to break that down in more detail for you guys later this weekend. But, man, I'm so pumped. We got some linebackers. How are you guys feeling? DJ says, this has nothing to do with Coach Hart. I lost faith, but we're still coming. Cam Duncan says, yes, he had a huge part in recruiting these linebackers, dude. He's the linebackers coach. Yeah, he's helping these commitments happen. Hey, you got to give credit where credit's due. We would be absolutely crapping on Andre Hart if none of these guys committed, and they did. And so it's time for the Coach Hart Redemption Tour. Y'all hit that like if you want him to become the greatest linebacker coach of all time. I'm about it. So, hey, we're going to go ahead and get into it. I had to put the Ralphie horns on. Because this is something to celebrate. So, hey, Mo, love to see you in here. Thank you so much. We got a lot to be pumped about, and let's go ahead and get into it. So we got a couple of other commits I did some videos on this morning, but, hey, I love to see this news coming out. The fact that we got some linebackers. Oh, my God, thank you. And shout out to Pickens, somebody that I followed on Twitter for a heck of a long time. He said, Coach Hart, I want to offer you a sincere apology for not believing in your ability to coach linebackers. I realize now that my lack of faith was unwarranted and unfair. Your dedication, knowledge, and passion for the game are truly admirable. And I deeply regret. Oh, it got cut off. What am I doing? I just want to see the rest of it. And any doubt I may have expressed, please accept my apology and know that I have the utmost respect for you and your coaching abilities. That's right. We got to flip the narrative. And, man, I love it. I was feeling a little bearish on Nikhai Hill-Green since he didn't commit right after the visit he had this past weekend, but love to see that we got the best offer for him, the best situation for him. He could come in and provide great depth and possibly, I think he might be a starter, here at CU, maybe alongside somebody like Levante Bentley, Trevor Woods, Jalen Wester, one of those guys. But hey, here's the photo right here from Hayes Fawcett. 6'2", 230-pound linebacker, had 124 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble in his college career. Previously at Michigan, then went to Charlotte, committed to UCF, but hey, we got him to flip, so that's beautiful, okay? 1 year of eligibility remaining. Love it. Big time commitment. And then from the high school ranks, we have Mantrez Walker from Buford, Georgia, 3-star guy, 5'11", 220 pounds. Chose the Buffs over Miami, Ole Miss, and Stanford. I'm coming. CU is getting the hardest hitting linebacker in the nation, and I'm bringing a dominant presence to the defense. So welcome to the Buffs, Nikhai Hill-Green and Mantrez Walker. I love how this whole thing is shaping up with the defense, and I just wanted to show you guys here real quick, again, for all the people that were freaking out about us not having any commits. I said, hey, if we don't have any commits by the summertime, maybe then I'll start to get nervous. But now we're starting to see some guys roll in for the 2025 class. That's great. Alex Graham, Mantrez Walker, and Corbin Lejour, who I just did a video on those first 2 gentlemen earlier today. I'll probably have a more in-depth video on Mantrez later on. Again, feeling a little under the weather. But yeah, this is something to be absolutely ecstatic about. I assume we're going to get some more commits throughout the day as well, because we have a ton of people here on campus. We have, let me go ahead and share this. We have this list. Thanks to Buffs Culture on Instagram. But guys such as Derek Harmon from Michigan State, defensive lineman. We already got Rashad Amos. That's great. Both of the Arkansas tackles, Andrew Chambly, Paris Patterson Jr. I think one of my initial reactions after watching the spring game is, hell yeah, we need more tackle talent. Hell yeah, we need more offensive linemen coming in here, okay? So can we get one of these guys? Can we get 2 out of the 3 of the tackles that visited today that are transfers? Can we get all 3? Wouldn't that just be fantastic? Colton Hood, I feel good about. Hopefully we see him commit. And then we had a bunch of high school guys here. So maybe we'll see, that Zaire Addison, an offensive lineman that we've talked a little bit about, commit. Of course, Alex Graham's already done it. Micah DeBose, athlete CJ Sadler. That's another really interesting player. Running backs, both Brandon Hood and Jeremiah Seaton. And let me give a congratulations. I'll do a more in-depth interview on this, or video on this, tomorrow. Charlie Offerdahl getting a scholarship spot. That's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to Charlie. He's definitely earned it. I've had my reservations on like how serious, Coach Prime was in his praising of Charlie. Sometimes I feel like that had been done in the past just to get other guys to work harder. But I'm really glad to see that he's earned himself a scholarship spot, and that makes me happy. In terms of other spring game instant reactions, Ryan Staub, yeah, please don't transfer. We need you, man. I got to walk that take back. Walter Taylor, I always want the 6'7" guy, but man, he still needs some work. He was making some Tim Tebow throws out there. We need Ryan Staub to stay. That is for sure. MVP of the game goes to Isaiah Harge. Guy played running back for us because Charlie Offerdahl wasn't active. We had basically no running backs out there. So great to see Isaiah Harge take one for the team. I mean, he's played DB for us, wide receiver, and now running back. You saw him score that little touchdown at the beginning of the game. So that was really cool. Again, hats off to Isaiah Harge, and Anquin Barnes and Torian Carter looked real nice. You saw Shane Cokes get in there. It's amazing what happens when Shane Cokes isn't your best defensive lineman. He might be like, your 7th best defensive lineman or something like that. What he can do when all the attention isn't on him. Strip sack on Walter Taylor. So that was nice. Coach Prime just said in his press conference he doesn't plan on following his kids to the NFL. Yes, you got to let your kids go be themselves independently at some point. You saw that with his daughter, now going out to Alabama A&M. Green Creole, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Texas True, the playoffs, is that you? Hey, I'm about it. If there's one day to just glaze all over this team, it's during the spring game, right? Apparently, Coach Prime said we have 5 more commits coming. Absolutely love it. We have a lot of scholarship spots to fill out. And speaking of scholarship spots, William Barry, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Y'all be sure to smash that like if you want Coach Hart to develop into the greatest linebacker coach of all time, and subscribe as well. Thank you so much, William Barry. You've been with me for a very long time. Thank you for the consistent support. 72 scholarships taken and 13 remaining. 85 can be awarded. I counted everybody new and old. Wonderful. So that means 13 remaining. We got plenty of scholarships to hand away. We got plenty more transfers that can come in here. That would be wonderful. And maybe somebody else that's a walk-on gets another scholarship spot. We'll just have to see. Kingsley Bell said Israel Solomon's looking good. Yeah, I think, he's on the 2 deep right now, right? I know, man. Wait, where are the trolls, man? Some were crying, now that we're getting commits. Even Bud Elliott was sucking off to the new Louis that we got coming in. So that's always funny. And again, if some trolls ever come in here, let me know. I've been wondering this for a while now. Before Colorado, this whole thing happened with Coach Prime. What teams were you guys trolling before that? Or, did it just bring the racists out? Did it just bring the racists out? Maybe it was that. Best man, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. We got our side-to-side linebacker. Everything is falling into place. Yes, this is a guy that is 232 pounds that can support the run game very well and has the size to, being 6'2", 232, but also has the lateral quickness to cover. So he's not just kind of a one-dimensional linebacker. This guy can do everything. But yeah, we got some more commitments coming on later, and it should be around that time. I think we're about halfway through the 6th round of the NFL draft right now. Looks like Joe Milton just went to the Patriots. That's interesting, but keeping an eye on Zay Weaver. I'm hoping that he can get drafted. Brendan Rice, former Buff as well. He has just taken a landslide of a fall down the draft board. He has been the number one target on the draft list for a while now here on ESPN at the wide receiver position, and you wonder what's going on. Son of Jerry Rice, played here at Colorado for a little while before Mel Tucker guy that was brought in here, and yeah, going to be interesting to see where he goes. But I know my Broncos already got Troy Franklin, but man, I would love to see Brendan Rice in orange and blue too. I'm a little biased. Jerry Rice did play for a small stint for the Denver Broncos. It was just for a training camp in preseason at the end of his career. That'd be cool to see, but hopefully Zay can get picked. We have, again, about 1.5 rounds left with compensatory picks, hoping Zay gets drafted. I think they have him right now as ESPN has him ranked the 7th best available wide receiver. So some other guys have fallen, like Cornelius Johnson, Taj Washington, like all these guys. So we'll just have to see. See, Mike, this is where you take things too seriously. There are definitely racist trolls in these chats. You need to go back and read some of my comments. Come on now. But how do you feel about the Nebraska spring game? My friend Cameron Parker was there, who we're going to be bringing onto the show to do a little behind the enemy lines preview of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We have an allegiance because of the Broncos, but yeah, big Nebraska fan was over there. Did you end up going to the game, Mike? Let's see here. Yes, the biggest commit. Yeah, and probably one of the most impactful that we're going to have on the team right now. Nikhai Hill-Green, he's a guy that should be able to play as a starting linebacker week 1. That's my hope. We had Juju come in here and do that after being on campus for like 2 weeks. Hopefully he can do this, be prepared, given April, given 5 months to be ready for the season, a little under 5 months, right? William Barry, thank you again for the $10 super chat. Oh my gosh, so generous. Thank you. The newest commits to Colorado. That's right. Corbin Lejour, 6'5", 225, tight end, defensive end. Mantrez Walker, 6'1", 186. I think they even have him at 220 now. And Alex Graham, 6'2", 186. Yes, along with Nikhai Hill-Green Jr. This is wonderful. Alex Graham, a DB, he can play some corner. I think people kind of project him as a safety, and you see how he hits. Man, I would love to see him, suited up in the black and gold, laying guys out like Shiloh. Wouldn't that be great? And hopefully he can wrap up a little bit better to the Shiloh haters, right? But I think, especially with losing Jaden Milner-Jones, it was important for us to target a high-end safety that's going to be here in 25. I'm not sure if he's a guy that projects as like a day one starter or anything like that, but you got to be feeling good as long as he's here. Again, these things can change quickly with the commits, but right now we have somebody that projects to be a very good safety for us for years to come, and we have the IMG pipeline. Alex Graham, IMG guy. Israel Solomon, IMG guy. Jordan Seaton, IMG guy. I think some of the transfers that we've gotten this spring also went to IMG. Can't remember, but everything's falling into place. Again, credit to everybody at CU, the coaching staff, the program, the boosters, the supporters. I believe we've been able to enhance our collective when you just look at the type of talent that we've gotten over the last 2 portal periods compared to the first 2 with Coach Prime. It's evident that we have a little bit more money to spend, right, with the type of player that we're bringing in. We've created new positions for somebody like George Hegeman come in here as a director of leadership and engagement. We've been able to bring in somebody on the coaching staff like Warren Sapp, technically as a GA, but we're paying him higher than a GA because he's like another assistant coach out there with Damian Lewis. Everything is falling into place. Everything is growing. Everything is going in the right direction. This team's shaping up to be, just full of a hell of a lot of excitement for this year. And hopefully we're able to still get some more offensive linemen. It's been interesting. We saw Tyler Johnson out there. I saw some people were asking about him on Twitter today and in my group chats that, I think he's practicing with the second stringers right now. We'll have to see. He was probably the offensive guard I was most excited about. We'll have to see how this all comes together. But if we're able to bring in some more offensive line talent, again, I don't have any partiality towards just wanting to see a certain guy play over the other. I just want to see the best starting 5 possible. We got to protect Shador. I saw that Jordan Seaton struggled a little bit at the beginning, letting up a couple sacks. Guys, just, I just ask that we don't flip and overreact to 5-star true freshmen starting out there having their ups and downs. He's going to have his ups and downs throughout the season, but he's going to be good. He's going to be good. He's going to get through it. Let's just practice some patience with the young man compared to some of the freshmen this past year, which seems like nobody had any sort of tolerance for the ups and downs an 18-year-old might have. Oh, we got a trainer from IMG as well. Thank you for this, Kingsley Cash Cleveland. That's right. Saw him on the field. We got Wyatt Hummel coming in from Villanova. I think he just gave up a couple pressures last year. William Berry thinks that he's going to take the starting center spot. So that's going to be interesting because he mainly played the guard positions and right tackle at Villanova, if I remember correctly. So I would love to bring in some more competition for center, though. Again, love that Hank Zelinskis has improved to where he's at right now. I think I recorded the spring game today, so I'll go back and watch the line a little bit more specifically just to get an idea of like how those guys performed. But yeah, if we bring in somebody better, that's only better for the Buffs, right? Yes, Will Shepherd adding to Omarion Miller, LeJonte Wester, the rest of the guys, it's going to be great. And Quinn Barnes, he was causing chaos out there for our offensive lines today. That was great to see. It's nice to see one of those guys that hasn't gotten a lot of time or tape previous to coming to Colorado. It was great to see him step up in there and really just stand out. I thought he definitely stood out. Hey, I love it. Yeah, let's get those Peggy emojis going. All right, DK, Calfmet. Who's the starting linebacker group if you were to pick right now? Probably Nikhai Hill-Green and probably Nikhai Hill-Green and Levante Bentley. Some people might be frustrated by that, but I just want to make sure that we have enough strong bodies inside for run support. And that really is the primary objective of why I would choose those guys. And Nikhai Hill-Green, I think, can be our coverage linebacker as well if needed. He should be able to cover a tight end. But I could easily see people swapping out Bentley for Woods or Jalen Wester. Feel like that's a little bit of a toss-up outside of that. But, we got Derek Harmon. Is that official? Because that would be absolutely massive if we have him on the defensive interior. Going through my Twitter right now. But yeah, if he ends up committing a huge deal for us, that no doubt raises the floor of this defensive line. Oh, yeah, we got Cordell Russell coming in here too. Jeremiah Brown, yeah, I saw him making a few plays as well. And Taj McCoy, yes, I saw him have a nice pass rush. Again, I'm going to need to go back and watch a little bit more in detail. Got it recorded. And yeah, like again, you can just tell the team is looking better at this point this year than they looked last year, like no doubt. So yeah, we freed up about $1 million. Now we're buying Gucci with all to go with all that Louis. That's what I love. Oh yeah, William Barry, you're bringing in an interesting point here because in the interview after the game, Coach Prime mentioned how some guys are going to hit the portal, and he said that's just the nature of it because they understand where they stand now. They're going to see the guys that come in. So yeah, be prepared to see some more guys hit the portal. Tyler Johnson very well could be one of those guys, and yeah, to see him practicing with the second string that has been surprising, but that's kind of been the theme all spring long with him. I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. I got the Ralphie horns on. I can't be in too bad of a mood. We're glazing on this team today. We're glazing on this team today. I really want to bring in another tackle. Let's kick Benson inside, man. That was rough. Seeing him call out Anquan Barnes time after time and time again, like in those one-on-ones, and to just see Anquan Barnes just beat his ass 3 straight times, man. Uh, that was rough. That was a little rough. But I will say, I will give credit to Khalil Benson. I didn't see anything bad in the actual scrimmage portion of the spring game, from what I remember. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong there, but yeah, we definitely still have to improve as an offensive line. I think like right now, I would view our offensive line still as a nice improvement over last year. Very nice improvement, no doubt. But yeah, definitely still room to grow. And we'll see if we can snag somebody like Chambly, or if Peyton Kirkland can come in here and compete for a starting position, whether that's at guard or tackle. I like that we're bringing in more guys. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, Chambly, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. And he already has that experience. Now, I will say one of the differences or adjustments that Chambly will have to make is if he comes out here to start, he started at left tackle, I believe, for Arkansas. So does he have experience playing right tackle? I don't know. Do you flip those two? Because Chambly is more experienced at left tackle at the college level than Jordan Seaton is. Do you have Seaton start at the right side? I don't really know. Yeah, but Seaton's going to get there, no doubt. And you bring up a good point, best man. He did have a good pancake in the game. I saw some great pancakes from some of the linemen. I saw on that, I think it was that trick play was it Kayla Mathis or Harge? I forget, but a play downfield, you saw Yakiri Walker just lay out one of our dudes. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I can't keep up with all the madness either. Today's going to be a busy day. I might save some of the announcement videos for tomorrow as well, just because I've kind of been tag teaming things today with doing stuff for David Talks Broncos, doing stuff for David Talks Buffs. Busy day today. But I need to get online, talk with the fellas. Y'all smash that like again if you want Andre Hart to become the greatest linebacker coach of all time. I mean, that is what we're on right now. I mean, who could be doing this? Nobody could be doing this. Coach Hart, I'm sorry for all the mean things I said. Now we need Coach Flea. Now we need Coach Flea to get on this. Okay. Yeah, I have my doubts on you, Coach Hart, but hey, if we see an improvement from the linebackers, as long as our starting linebackers are actually meeting with the linebackers during the week, during the season, that's a huge win. Huge win. And I'll take back some of the criticism that I've had. But definitely excited to have Nikhai Hill-Green here, as well as Mantrez Walker, somebody yeah, we're excited about. Now, did we see like a crystal ball for anybody else? I don't think the TCU defensive lineman Dominic, I forget his name, made it out here. But I saw that like there was a crystal ball for him to come to CU, but I just think he's priced himself out of here probably. Yeah, Byron. Good news is that we should have Brandon Hood and then his brother Colton Hood, cornerback from Auburn, coming in. I feel pretty good about those guys. You know, we got a ton of brothers on the team, so why not have another pair? So let's do that. Let's bring him in here as well. Yeah, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Best man, Coach Hart was on my hot seat. He was on my hot seat, no doubt. But you know, he's gotten us 2 commits. He's got me putting on the Ralphie horns. So, you know, I feel great. I apologize to Coach Hart. You are elite. Coach Hart, elite. 25 sacks or less, all we need. Oh, dude, if we give up less than 25 sacks, man, this offense is going to feel like it's humming. Yeah, and congratulations to Charlie. I mean, this was wonderful stuff, man. Wonderful stuff. I'm gonna do an individual stream just dedicated to him tomorrow. William Barry said, I watched Cormani on live feed. A fan asked him to scale 1 to 10. Would he come back? Cormani said it's not an option because the football program will not take him back and told him to hit the transfer portal. Yeah, because sadly, it seems like all the rumors were totally true about him. Again, like, when you're leaving and then you're calling your teammates the players, instead of saying, you know, big thanks to all my teammates, that's kind of weird. When you've been here for 9 months and you still don't know the name of our, you know, beloved school, shame on you, dude. It's just clear he wasn't locked in. Again, I do hope that a change of scenery serves him well, but I think both the program and Cormani are just best off going their separate ways. Can we get a recap on all the commitments? Yes. So let's start with high school. Here are the 2025 commits that we have. 4-star cornerback / safety, Alex Graham out of IMG, committed yesterday. Mantrez Walker just committed at 1 p.m. Linebacker from Buford, Georgia. We have Corbin Lejour, a 6'5", tight end, 225 pounds that can get down the field. Definitely a receiving threat. He had over 700 yards this past year in high school with 10 touchdowns, over 60 catches, averaged about 12 yards a reception. Very interesting tight end right here. That this is something that I think Coach Bartolone is going to get a lot out of. So I love that. And then if you want to talk about the transfer stuff, let's see if this has been updated, at least as of, let's just go through this week, okay? Or since Sam Hart. So Sam Hart committed a while back, okay? 3-star tight end from Aurora. He's coming back here from Ohio State. We have Deion Hayes, starting edge from Pitt, coming out here. Peyton Kirkland, a 4-star redshirt freshman, offensive tackle and guard, 6'6", 366 pounds. We have Ryan Buell, 4-star transfer out of Ohio, but also was a JUCO guy before that. Love that. 4-star rated defensive tackle coming in here. Dallin Hayden, who I would expect to be our starting running back out of Ohio State. 5'10", 205. Wyatt Hummel, an offensive tackle guy on here, transferring out from Villanova, but has experience and ability to play all 5 positions on the offensive line. Very versatile type of guy. I imagine. I mean, we saw Phillip Houston still struggle a little bit today. I just think he's a little bit undersized for what we need. I would imagine, hey, if we don't bring in any more tackles, this is a guy that could take on that swing tackle role if needed. And then Rashad Amos, starting running back from Miami, Ohio, started his career at South Carolina. Big time back, 6'2", 234 pounds, is really going to help us get those tough yards. Was originally committed for this semester to Mississippi State. But hey, you live by the portal, you die by the portal. We get poached, we go poaching. This is a great commit that we have here, rounding out the running back room. Now we have, once I think Brandon Hood commits, we'll have 5 scholarship backs on the roster. So that's wonderful. And by the way, Brandon Hood, who's coming out to visit, or who has visited here with his brother Colton Hood, cornerback from Auburn. He is a 2024 3-star rated running back. Out of Georgia. He turned down a bunch of Power 4 offers, including a handful of SEC offers to walk on at Georgia. That's now out of the equation because he's visiting with us. So it's very rare you can bring on like a 3-star rated player this late in the game for the class of 2024. But if he comes here with Colton Hood, then we're adding a 3-star running back to this high school class for 2024, which is wonderful. So that about recaps everything that we've seen so far, along with the Nikhai Hill-Green commitment right here. 6'2", 232 pounds. Again, had over 80 tackles this past year, a couple sacks to go with it. And again, graded out very well in both the coverage and the run defense, played 561 snaps. He's going to be a great player. And to play at Michigan, you have to be a very intelligent player. Spent 2 years at Michigan, this last year at Charlotte, and we get him for his last year here at football here in Colorado. So welcome, everybody, to the Buffs. We're thrilled to have you guys here. Yes, that's right. Reverend BJ Nelson, thank you. Be sure to be praying for Coach Hart and our beloved Buffs, right? But yes, David eats crow again. Yes. Absolutely. I'm happy to see the Coach Hart Redemption Tour. I want to see everybody doing well. I want to be proved wrong if I'm not bullish on one of our staff members or players. I want to see them do well. And this is one where I'm happily going to eat some crow. Coach Hart must have, some more recruiting chops than we initially anticipated, right? I love it. Thanks for the $2 super, Reverend. Appreciate it. Yeah, and I think if you go back and listen to what Pat Shurmur said last year, or earlier this week, rather, talking about how we're still going to run a lot of 10 personnel. I think if we bring a tight end in here, it's mainly going to be to block. Sam Hart spending 3 years or whatever at Ohio State, I'm sure he knows how to block very effectively. Best man saying, I feel great about this team's potential. Now let's get a few more dogs and kick some out there, right? Hey, and shout out to special teams. No blocked field goals today. Can't wait to see Ben Boozy play this season. Yes, maybe he can get in there on special teams. Absolutely, Doza. Hopefully that was a quick enough recap for you. But yeah, we just need to develop some of these linebackers. Of course, it would be nice to bring in somebody that, of course, is a starting upgrade over anybody that we have. But things are filling in fine when it comes to the scholarship and eligibility chart. Let me pull that up here. Then I'm going to get going here in a few minutes, guys. So any last comments or questions you got for me that you want to make sure I see, shoot me a super chat. But yeah, I think Elijah Herring is out just because we haven't seen or heard anything from him. What is up with this ad? Okay. So on here, 71 guys. Of course, this needs to be updated with the offensive lineman we brought in from Villanova. No, he's on here. But the linebacker room, we need to add Nikhai Hill-Green. But yeah, Kyron Garcia's coming in this year. Kofi Taylor Barracks, we saw him out there today. Victory Johnson, I think, is more so gone to edge, but Keaton Wade can play some inside if needed. He's more of an edge. But overall, this defense is just looking a hell of a lot more impressive than it was last year. Again, guys, I think we can forget where we finished this past year is that we had one of the worst defenses, if not the worst, in college football last year, along with one of the worst offensive lines in college football. we're definitely getting there and making an improvement. And if just give this team an average defensive line, an average offensive line, we're going to win a lot of games. And hey, if we bring somebody in like that Michigan State defensive line, I mean, who's to say that we can't start turning the corner and becoming better than average at some of these position groups, right? And that's just icing on the cake at this point. I think we got enough talent to win a lot of games here in the Big 12 this year, and some very interesting pieces here coming in to develop for the long run. So I think that's all wonderful. Oh, we need to add Charlie to the scholarship chart. We need to do that. So I think that's all wonderful. Today's a great day to be a Buff. Yeah, we need to do a simple eligibility chart. Yes, because some people still have free COVID years to use. Any news about BJ Green? Nothing outside of that. Nothing. So I'm sure that he's still planning to come right now. Jermaine Young, good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Dave, I prayed that we got Nikhai Hill-Green linebacker. He's an NFL talent. I know he's going to be the best CU linebacker. That's a fact, man. I love to hear it. I'm so pumped that he's here. Again, guys, we got more news coming out, I'm sure, with this weekend after we had like 20 guys visit. So my hope right now is, let's get some more 25 guys. That's always nice. But main area focus, let's go ahead and make sure that we grab Derek Harmon, interior defensive lineman from Michigan State, and grab some of these offensive linemen that visited as well. So I'm going to shut this down, guys. Hit that like for Zay Weaver to get drafted, and we know we need that to happen. I want that so bad for him. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. Greatly appreciate it. And I will be back later today or tomorrow. We'll see. As always, y'all, go Buffs.